G'day everybody and welcome to the iDrewby Gamescast live, and we're finally at the end of the first month of 2026 and it feels like it's gone pretty quick, to be all honest with you. And a part of my New Year's resolutions this year was to be a lot more reflective as far as my gaming goes, because when we got to 2026 I reflected on 2025 and I looked at what went wrong, what went right, and I was able to correct from there. And obviously I'm going to have ups and downs as we go along, but I feel like this month has been pretty good. So throughout the rest of this year, I think a monthly check-in would be great. See what I got up to playing games, what went wrong, what went right, and go on from there. And another thing I want to do each month as well is actually plan my the next month of games that I play. So basically plan a pool of games that I can dip into, some that I want to beat, some that I want to play for just for fun, God forbid. But I'm really looking forward to doing that as well. But that's not what today's about. Today is about just talking about the games that I enjoyed this month. And big thank you to Dolphin Pants in the chat, to anybody out there who is, watching the VOD or checking this out on podcast services on the iDrewby Gamescast, which you can get on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And seems like he's going quite well. Bub's going well. Back to work now. Yes, it's definitely harder when we have to go back to work, because you get sort of used to just being around the house and holding the kid, getting some dishes done, watching some TV, all of that stuff. It's good fun. Things change very quick, so just enjoy it while you've got it. While they're little. My little man, he started kindy. I can't believe it. It's absolutely crazy. But getting back to the games, this month I beat 4 games, and I'm quite happy with that. I feel like that's a cadence I'd like to keep up, is keeping up, a game a week. And whether that's a big RPG or a small little indie game, I don't quite mind. But I think that works it out quite well for me, because I've got a little bit of a different pool. Basically, most of my games were pretty short this month, apart from Pokemon Legends Arceus, which I quite enjoyed. But for the most part, they were roughly in the 10-hour sort of range. I did spend a lot of time 100%ing Old School Rally, which I really enjoyed, and I'll talk about that more in depth. But yeah, it was a good month. Just sort of dabbled in a lot of things, and there were certain games that I played a lot, which was great. But let's jump into talking about Pokemon Legends Arceus. And this was absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed my time with it. Pretty skeptical. I'm a bit of a broken Pokemon fan as far as, what's going on with the franchise after Scarlet and Violet. And I'm happy to report that, yes, I am a lot happier with this game. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Does it have its glaring issues? Yes, but it didn't remind me how much I love Pokemon, because it's always there. Like, I think that's the thing that frustrates me the most, is like my love for Pokemon runs so deep. It's why I'm here talking about video games into a microphone. It's probably why I invested in buying a camera and all this stuff, because it led to a passion that I really, really love. And it frustrates me just to see that it's just so big that it can't fail. So it's a part of this machine that just keeps churning through games, and other series that take 6 years to make and a lot of effort gets put into them. Not so much the case with this one. I guess you could look at it from the other side and be like, oh, look, we get a game a year. Isn't that nice? Other fans have to wait years and years for their games to come out. But alas, I enjoyed this one. And for a few reasons, there were some aspects of the game that I was nervous about. And also, at the same time, excited about. The biggest one is just being the setting based in the one city, because typically with Pokemon games, we're exploring multiple towns, a whole region, going from town to town, progressing through collecting badges, or just taking down bosses and things like that. But you're never just stuck in the one place. So I was really intrigued, like, how does the gameplay and just the story work out? Because you're going to be having to like revisit similar areas again and again, and are Game Freak able to make that fun? And luckily, they did make it fun. It was definitely very repetitive. You could sort of see the formula, but all right, now I've got to take down 3 Mega Evolutions. Now I've got to go and do the Royale at night time. Now I've got to do another mission. And it got to a point there, but I'll say that the game definitely ended on a high note. It was pretty cool as a fan that obviously played Pokemon X and Y way back when. It was really great to be able to, see the progression of some of the characters and, what basically happens, because I feel like the legend, I guess the legend of, when I said legend, wait, I just said the title again, but no, that's right. The legend of AZ and, the Pokemon War that happened hundreds of years ago and everything that happens in Pokemon X and Y. It was kind of cool to get a bit of a resolution to that. So, it wasn't anything like crazy, but it was kind of cool. And I think the biggest strength that Game Freak have when it comes to storytelling is just the characters that they make. They make really fun and likable characters. And like, I don't know if everybody feels like this, but even like Pokemon Sword and Shield, I quite enjoyed Hop and all of the sort of the cast of characters that accompany you in your journey in that game. And that game got a lot of flack for its stupid rival and all of this stuff. But I feel like the Switch generation of Pokemon games, they get a lot wrong, but I feel like the characters, they're a lot of fun, and especially in something like this where it feels like more like a sitcom, honestly, where, you see the characters sort of evolving, and they're in like similar environments. We're not going from town to town, and they're also on their journey. We're sort of all just hanging out at the hotel, and you're part of the team and everything. So I quite enjoyed it from that. So if Game Freak are able to hold on to that character writing that they do, they make fun characters. They're not super deep. They're not the most crazy, just deep, personal, emotional storytellers that you'll find out there. But especially for like, it's for kids and adults that grew up with the series. There's a lot of fun to be had in them. But yeah, definitely my biggest criticism, and it's not even the graphics or the textures on the windows and all of that stuff. I think that's obvious stuff. That would be great if they could improve that. Especially the buildings. I feel like the buildings could certainly be improved, just with it all looks so similar, like throughout the whole city. Just a bit more variety in maybe some of the areas and some of like just the buildings, apart from Prism Tower in the middle. Everything else looks kind of the same. Well, pretty much exactly the same. But what I find the biggest problem with Pokemon, especially with this one, because there are some absolutely epic moments. Like the end of the game, man, it was awesome. But you're also just watching charades. You're watching people just move their hands, blabber their mouth, but nothing's coming out. All you hear is ding, ding, ding as you're pressing the A button. I think voice acting and just would bring up the presentation of the Pokemon games so much. So I would love to see that going forward, because it would really feel epic like some moments in the anime, if some of those were able to be brought to life a little bit more. But I don't know. There's a whole conversation we can have for Pokemon. And unfortunately, we're not going to do it here today. But I enjoyed my time with Pokemon Legends ZA. I've still got post-game content to do. I haven't really started any of the legendary tasks that I've only like gotten the mission for and saved, and I quit. I'm going to treat this game as like a bit of a session game. So when I feel like jumping into Pokemon and doing some grinding, clean the tasks, finish up those missions, I got the DLC. So I will give that a go as well when I feel like it. But I don't need it right now. Like I feel quite content. It took me about 30 hours to beat the story. So I'm quite happy with that. Just doing it like that. And while I was playing this game, I was playing another game. And this game's called Cast and Chill. So imagine this. I'm at the I'm at my parents' beach place, and I'm playing this beautiful game called Cast and Chill. I've got this on my Legion Go 2, and so I've got this going. And what's cool about this? It's an absolutely beautiful idle fishing game. You don't have to play idle, but there is a mode where you can put on idle mode, and it basically just does the fishing for you. And what drew me to this is just the gorgeous pixel art. Like you see like the beautiful mountains, the vistas in the background, the shine on the water. Like you got your little dog companion who's like bobbing up and down. Reminds me of like a Tamagotchi idle animation. This game is just stunning to look at. So that's what caught my attention. And there's something just so chill and relaxing about fishing. And that translates pretty well to video games for me. And we're going to talk about it later. But Animal Crossing, one of my favorite things to do in that is just go fishing. So with that thought, I'm like, I need to actually play some more of these relaxing fishing games. So a game called Cast and Chill, 100% right up my alley. And you know, I was playing it, enjoying it. You know, you sort of like fish, you take the fish back, you sell them for money, and with that money, you're able to upgrade your rods, upgrade your boat, get new lures, new hooks, unlock new areas. So it's just a really fun sort of casual gameplay loop where you're able to just go fishing, get money. And you can, like I said, there's an idle mode where it can just do that for you. And you know, there's a part of my brain where it's like the ADHD, the dopamine, all of that type of thing. Playing Pokemon, leveling up, and then just on the table, I look down. I've got the Legion Go stood up, looking at me, doing some fishing. And at the start of this year, I was actually downloading a lot because I just recently set up the Legion Go with Steam OS. And on Steam OS, you can't turn off the screen when you're downloading stuff. So I'll be downloading stuff overnight. And since it's an OLED, I don't want it just on the loading bar. So what I decided to do was just have Cast and Chill going all night with the download happening in the back, which was, quite good. So now I've got lots of money. I've got like the best boat and everything. There is definitely something to be said about just it taking away from the experience, just obviously letting it do it itself. But I enjoyed it for what it was. You know, it was under $20. It up on Steam, but it's available on everything. Available on Switch 2 and Switch as well, and I definitely recommend it. So yeah, under $20, an easy recommendation. Probably the game I ended up putting the most time into though was a game called Old School Rally, and I'm a big fan of just racing games. And I heard this recommended on a podcast. It wasn't from the person actually on the podcast. But somebody wrote in just saying, hey, look, I really recommend this game called Old School Rally. It harkens back to like Sega Rally and a bunch of old rally games from like, you know, PlayStation 2 and Dreamcast and all this other thing. Like, ooh, I'm really into sort of retro stuff at the moment. And there's something just so pleasing to retro races to me. This aesthetic, like Daytona, and there's something that just tickles me, something fierce. I like it very much. So I looked it up, and it was $18 on Steam. Wasn't on sale. I bought this during the Steam summer sale, but it wasn't on sale, and I really enjoyed it. A very basic game. It's made by one person, very much an indie game, but I enjoyed it because of it is so basic. Just the main thing to do in the game was pretty much just do cups. So you're just doing races, and you've got to beat a certain time. If you beat that time, you go into the next race, and you beat all those races, you get some money, you unlock some cars. And that was a great just pick up and play game on the Legion Go. Pick it up, play it, beat a cup, put it down, or maybe I'll spend the night just listening to a podcast or something and just doing the cups. Then I thought to myself, like, it'd be really cool to go for all the achievements. So I started going for all of the achievements on Steam. And that was, I think, achievements work really well for racing games, because if I got this on Switch with no achievements, I'll just be like doing the GP, and that's kind of it. Like, there's no real progression in it apart from just do some races and get some money and you can unlock some cars. But there's no real incentive to get all the cars, to get all the collectibles and all of that type of thing. So I had a lot of fun doing that. So I played through all of that and played through all of the cups and everything. And I got to the end of the cups and I still needed so much more money. It was ridiculous. I needed so much more currency to buy all the cars and the collectibles in the the garage. And it was kind of frustrating. It literally took me another 10 hours on top of doing all of the championship races. But in some ways, when I was getting towards the end, I was getting a little bit sad because it's like, it's been like my everyday pick up and play. Just play for an hour, play for 5 hours, a couple of nights, just sitting there playing it. Pretty mindless in some ways, especially once I got a little bit better at it and unlocked some better cars. Because when I first started, I was so bad at it. But once I got used to the physics and getting used to like the drifts, getting around corners and the idea of what rally racing is, I really, really loved it. I fell in love with it. So yeah, it's definitely not a perfect game, and their currency system is just way off for the achievement. It was just absolutely crazy. There was an achievement for doing 1,000 kilometers. And I got that one way before I unlocked all the cars. So yeah, its achievements were way off. And I see some people in the Steam reviews, they were, putting a thumbs down for that. That it was way off. So it was unfortunate, but I really enjoyed my 32 hours with this game. It was really great. And I think what I'm most excited about is that this game helped me realize that I always need a racing game on the go. So every month when I pick a game, I need a racing game that's easy to pick up and play on the Legion Go or Switch. And especially Legion Go, I think going for like the achievements is a lot of fun. Like, all right, every month I want 100% a racing game. Do all the cups, beat all the times. It's just an easy pick up and play game, a nice session game, which was great. So yeah, I'm always going to have a racing game on the go, whether it's a Need for Speed or something else. That's definitely the go. But what this game also encouraged in me is I've actually been checking out like other rally games. So I've been looking at other rally games, see what I want to get into. I want another arcade rally racer. Also been looking into like some top tier simulation rally games. And it's gotten me the last couple of nights actually looking at real rally car content on YouTube. And I kind of really like it. I don't know how to get into the whole minutia of becoming like a rally fan, but the whole idea of actually watching real races, like as they're happening in real life. Like I've never been a sports person. I've always wanted to find a sport that really gels with me and all that, but I don't know. I would love for that to be rally. I'd like to be this to be the start of like a new hobby, basically getting into actually rally and playing some more rally games. So yeah, definitely probably the highlight of my month, old school rally. Not a perfect game by any means, but I absolutely loved it. I had a lot of fun with it, and what it's sort of lit the fire in me as far as more rally games and more racing games. Very excited by that prospect. So going to be a lot of fun going on from that. Next up, another game that I finished called Naiad, and Naiad is a game it caught my eye a very long time ago, and it's a absolutely stunning game, beautiful watercolor aesthetic. You play as this little water spirit that's traveling down the river, and it takes you on the journey of environmental pollution from humans and the importance of nature and all of that type of thing. But yes, it caught my eye a couple of years ago when it was a demo on a Steam Next Fest or something, and I was just drawn to like the really pretty colors. Played the demo, and playing it with headphones especially, like you hear every like bit of running water, the birds chirping, crickets, frogs. It's just a really nice audio experience. And when you hold in the A button, you like go underwater a little bit and you swim faster. And when you go underwater, just the audio design of all of the noise sort of cutting out, and you can hear sort of the swooshing of the water past your ears. really impressive. So yeah, I've been wanting to play this game for a while, but I've also not really wanted to drop the $20 or $30 this game costs. It's like it was in my wish list for a very long time. Eventually, I just got rid of it because it's like it hasn't gone on sale enough for me to want to pick it up. But recently, I've actually bought a lot of Humble Bundles this month. But spent like $60 on Humble Bundles, like 3 Humble Bundles. And from that, I got a lot of games that I'm like, oh, that's been in my wish list for a long time. And one of them was Naiad. So I finally got the chance to play it. And I enjoyed it. I did. Like, obviously, all of the things that I just stated that I really liked about it and what drew my eye to it. But also how much of a puzzle game and exploration game it was. Because not only are you just traveling down the watercourse, you're also like looking for secrets. Like the whole time you're looking for secrets. Sometimes there's puzzles to do like that reoccur quite a bit, like trying to reunite ducklings with the mother. Other times, you see some birds, so you can attract them by holding in the B button, and your character sings. And when you're next to an animal, it draws you to it and it follows you. So then you can lead these certain animals to where they need to go. So a bird to its bird's nest, or a duckling to its mum. There are like lily pads, and you can call frogs to them, and then you've got to lead the frogs to the lily pad. And if you put all the frogs in the lily pad in an area, it actually reveals a secret for you. So if you're a little bit unsure, you can't find exactly the hidden path, that's a nice little way to basically do a puzzle to get shown what to do. So yeah, it was fun, sort of like always like looking around, like every little bit, like, oh, is that a tunnel that leads somewhere? Have I got all the goldfish? Is there an animal that can be led somewhere? So yeah, it really did scratch an itch. On top of that, but I will say, sort of towards the middle of the game, I was like, I've kind of had enough. As much as I like it, I'm kind of like, I was kind of in it for a 5-hour experience, maybe a couple of sittings, 2 hours, each sitting, sit down, do the thing, see how much I can collect and move on. But I think it ended up taking me 8-point-something hours according to my Steam, without me looking at it. I think it was roughly in that ballpark. I'm like, I didn't need those extra 3 hours. And it took me a couple of weeks to finish this. And some nights I'm like, I've got to play this game, and I really didn't want to. And yeah, so I feel like it just is a little bit longer just personally than what I would have liked. I know some people might look at it and be like, a 5-hour game, that's a waste of money. I'd get all the length and time out of it that you want, but truly, it's overstated by only a couple of hours. That wasn't too bad. But how the game ended, it was quite sweet. Just with what happens. So yeah, I was happy that I finished it, but certainly no desire to go back and try and do all the puzzles and get all the achievements, because I kind of thought about it, but I'm like, oh, man, I don't really want to have to do that again. But yeah, I feel like if this game was 3 to 5 hours, I would be a lot easier to like recommend it. But yeah, it just drags on that a little bit too long. But certainly if you have Steam, or if the demo is available anywhere else, definitely check it out, because chuck on some headphones and it is a great audio experience. Very relaxing. Like, you light a candle, sit down with a handheld and put your headphones on. Really awesome. So yeah, I know I sound negative, but I did quite enjoy it. That extra gameplay session I didn't really need, unfortunately. All right, next up is one that I finished not all that long ago. I think was it last night? Yeah, it was last night. So I finished Dispatch last night, and this game just came out to Switch too. But I played it on Switch. No, I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the thing. I played it on my Legion Go. I bought it on Steam when it came out last year. And I absolutely love episodic Telltale games. So this is from a lot of the ex-Telltale developers, made a studio called Ad Hoc. And from the very beginning, I'm like, the game looks absolutely gorgeous. I love the art style. I love the whole idea of these villains being turned superheroes, and you play the role of a dispatcher who is basically trying to dispatching these superheroes to match them up with like the right crime for the right superhero. And the whole premise was very interesting, and the game was $45. So yeah, why not jump into it? So I played a couple of episodes last year, and I left it for a long time, and I played a few more. Then I played like the last two last night. So I played them pretty well spread out, and it's pretty slow to start off with. I enjoyed sort of the setup of like all of these characters coming together, and you sort of grow to like them all. At first, you're like, God, they're either all losers or they're angry and are very unlikable. But as the game progresses, you do actually fall in love with the characters. And what sort of helps is the actual gameplay of the game. So for me, I was pretty much just watching the whole game until you jump into these segments, which is the actual dispatching, and is you basically just clicking on these circles, which are crimes, and then it says like the situation, and then you're able to send out the actual superheroes to the job. And depending on their stats will depend on like how long they take to get to the job. And then like you've got to match up with like, say it's a job that requires a lot of strength. You've got to obviously send your superhero with the most strength there. Or it might be one that involves doing a speech. You need somebody with charisma. Might be like defusing a bomb. You might need somebody with intelligence, and vice versa. And there's like lots of abilities that you unlock of these characters along the way with different skill points that you earn when you successfully do a job. And so it was a very interesting sort of way to really shake up this narrative game experience, because especially Telltale, a lot of the gameplay involves you walking around trying to do a puzzle, trying to work something out. They need this item, they come over here to do this, to do that. And it's certainly not the most memorable and fun parts of the Telltale games. The fun part is doing the choices. And that's where I really love this game. Like some choices, you just thought to yourself, like, man, I don't know, like you want to do the right thing, but it turns out to be not the right thing. And that's the best part about these types of games. One's like choices that make you go, oh, like the time is ticking down and you don't know what to choose. So yeah, and last night, like the last episode, really, really cool. Really enjoyed it. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, Dispatch, definitely recommend it. I want this game to go on to, well, it is a massive success already. They've already sold over 1 million copies, but yeah, ad hoc. Every single game they release, my eyes will be looking at their Steam page, adding it straight to the wish list. Absolutely. I don't want games like this to go away. And, for nights where I don't feel like absolutely locking in and being awesome at the gameplay now, I kind of like just watching it. And then it's like, all right, time to play it a bit. You do the segment, you put it down again, then you just back to pressing A, B, X, Y to make the choices. It's great. On a separate topic to just what I thought about Dispatch, though, very frustrating that the Switch 2 version has been censored. And it's so hypocritical of Nintendo to have to censor this game when every single week you go on the eShop, there's just filth. It's not even like good content either. It's just absolute filth. Just hentai, just disgusting stuff on the eShop. Just for $2, just a little hentai puzzle. But this game gets censored. And don't get me wrong, there are some things in this game where anyone under 18 cannot say it. Well, not under 18 maybe, but yeah, I got, let's just say episode 4. I hadn't played it in a while. I played the first 3 episodes. For those that know, episode 4, you just know. I started up in bed next to my wife. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? If you end up playing it, let me know what you thought about episode 4. All right. Next up, I want to talk about Need for Speed 3, Hot Pursuit. And this is a game that I played on my AYN Portal 2, actually. I haven't played that in a little bit. And I played this probably like 4 hours, one sitting, one night. Got really hooked on it. And my idea was that I was playing old school rally. And like I said, I really enjoyed the achievements. So I wanted to start another racing game. So I decided to jump onto my just catalog of racing games on the Thor. No, it wasn't the Thor, it's the Portal. On the Portal, sorry. And just see what there's to play. And I wanted to play a Need for Speed game. So I went back to, I guess, one of the first ones. I didn't have the first one, didn't want to play the second one, so I played the third one. And it was such a nostalgia trip for me because this is the game that I had on my mum and dad's computer way back when I was a kid. I remember when my mum first got a brand new computer and the IT guy who set it up for her actually gave us a pirated copy, I think. Yeah, it was definitely pirated, of Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit. And I just remember just starting up the computer, having the speakers, the subwoofer, and just seeing the graphics. I'm like, oh my God, this looks amazing. And years and years later, going back to it, I don't know if it was on the same computer or whether it was an upgraded computer or anything. But yeah, booting up the game and just looking at the graphics and being, oh my God, it looks awful. I thought that like the graphics card blew up or something and like it just completely changed. But sitting down and playing it, like just remembering the courses, like going across like a bridge. I'm like, oh, I remember this bridge. I'll just go forward to the gameplay just where I'm here. But yeah, this level here, I'm like, I remember this so much. It just brought back memories. And like when you get to the town area as well, it was just so much fun. I played this for ages, so just on mouse and keyboard. So yeah, it was really cool. Kind of a little bit of a nostalgia trip for me. So yeah, I decided to try and get the retro achievements. And this isn't a game with like cups or GP or anything like that necessarily. I guess there is a bit of a GP mode, but there's nothing really to follow. And that's what I find with a lot of racing games. There isn't like, a lot of stuff to like follow just to get like progression. So I ended up just like going for the retro achievements, but even though it was on easy, man, like the last race in the cup, I needed to get first, and I could not beat this guy, dude. I was like doing everything as perfect as I could, but my car just was not good enough, was not fast enough. I could stay ahead for a lap, but just one sort of not perfect corner, and this CPU was just past me, and he was like a quarter of the track ahead of me, like if he got past me. So a little bit frustrating in that way, because it would have been fun to like have this experience in the month. Just, oh yeah, I went back and I 100%ed on retro achievements, Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit. Maybe I'll go back to it, but not now. Yeah, but it was a fun night. I had a great night just playing it. That nostalgia of going back and experiencing it. I will say though, like after playing old school rally, since it's a really light game to run and the Legion Go has 144 hertz screen, going to a PlayStation 1 game, which I don't even think would play at a quarter of that. It was a rough experience, dude. It was really frustrating. Well, it wasn't really frustrating. It was just like hurt my eyes a little bit, but yeah, I got used to it. But yeah, I wouldn't be in a rush to go back to it. But yeah, it was kind of a nice little nostalgia trip to go back to. Okay, so this game that I want to talk about next, it's just on Xbox Game Pass. It's been on my wish list for a little while as well. And it's Marvel Cosmic Invasion. And I didn't play it like a heap or anything, but what I did play of it, really enjoyed it. Played this on the Legion Go as well. I've got it dual booted so I can go between Windows and SteamOS. So I kind of forget about it, honestly, because it's on my Windows partition and I've got to like boot up the Legion Go, SteamOS boots up. Then I go to my options and then boot up Windows. Then it restarts, goes into Windows, and then I can play my Game Pass stuff. So it's not front and center, but yeah, this game feels awesome to play. I love the sprite work. It's just this team just does amazing brawlers. Like, they're just so much fun. So yeah, I haven't played it the optimal way, I guess, because I am just playing it single player. And typically these games are really hard. Just playing them single player. So yeah, I'll probably run into trouble later on, because in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, I was like, I'm getting my head smacked into the ground. Like, I couldn't really progress past a certain point in that game. So I think it was one of my birthdays or something like that. Had some friends over. I'm like, we're playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and yeah, it was easy. 4 of us just beating the crap out of everyone. Yeah, it was a lot easier than just me. I think it was like a level with hoverboards or something in that one. It was just it was tough. But yeah, I'm glad this is on Game Pass, because this was on my Steam wishlist, and when I saw that it was on Game Pass, I'm like, oh yes, because with the Legion Go, I got 3 months free PC Game Pass. So yeah, absolutely. So I need to, I guess, play it before that ends in, I think it ends in April. So got a little while to go, which is going to be great. So yeah, I might be playing this later on. We'll see how we all go. Another game I've been playing is Vampire Survivors, and I started playing this because I was setting up remote streaming to the Legion Go from my PlayStation 5. And since I don't have PlayStation Plus, and I buy all of my games physically on PlayStation, I didn't have anything installed that I could just boot up. But the one thing I did have that I bought on the PlayStation Store was, Vampire Survivors. So booted it up just to see how the latency and the resolution and all of that goes, streaming it. And it worked. It worked. So I ended up just getting hooked. Just sat there playing far longer than I should. I went to bed real late that night, and I was like, man, I was meant to be actually like getting this thing up and working. And I didn't. And then, like I said, with the Humble Bundle, there was a Humble Bundle called like Great on Deck, or, just good portable games for handhelds or whatever it was. And Vampire Survivors was one of them. So I ended up getting the game on Steam as well. So I've put like 3 hours or something into it on the Steam version. And yeah, it's just great. Just absolutely great to have this game so many places. It is dangerous though, because like I pick it up just as like, oh, this is great just to pick up, put down, but it's really hard to put down. When you're on that character select screen after going down, you're like, man, you just want to have another go. You just want to jump in again. So yeah, tough stuff. It's tough. It's too good. It's so much fun. I just in the live chat with Dolphin Pants here, he just asked, what heroes did you play as in Marvel Cosmic Invasion? Yeah, I should actually say that. Thanks for asking. My favorites, absolute favorites, I played these in the demo. Captain America, so much fun with the shield, throwing it, and just his kicks and everything, a lot of fun. And then I think I played as Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider's a lot of fun. I've got no attachment to Ghost Rider whatsoever. I haven't watched anything with Ghost Rider in it. Got no idea about Ghost Rider. But in the demo, I played as Venom. Venom was so much fun, just like real strong, bulking. He can do the web swing. He can like sort of go into the ground as like the symbiote and pop up again. It was really cool. And he's got this, he can just like pick up enemies and throw them and use them as projectiles. He was a lot of fun. I don't have him in the game yet. I haven't unlocked him in the full version. Who else did I play as apart from Ghost Rider? Probably just Spider-Man or something. No, it wasn't Spider-Man. I remember when I played as Spider-Man, I didn't really like him as much. He was too kicky. I don't know. Just like, I was always just swinging everywhere. I'm like, God. Compared to Captain America and Ghost Rider, Venom, didn't quite like Spider-Man as much. But yeah, definitely a really cool game. It'd be cool to if anybody out there, Dolphin Pants or anybody watching the show later, what did you guys play as if you've played Marvel Cosmic Invasion? Tell me your favorite characters and I'll might give them a go if I haven't already. All right, what's up next? Animal Crossing, of course. Brand new Nintendo Switch 2 edition for Animal Crossing New Horizons with the 3.0 update. Absolutely awesome to be back on my island. I called my island Thom. So yeah, it's called the House of Mario. I've got like a House of Mario flag. Got the our album art as our flag, which is pretty cool. And for me, Animal Crossing back in 2020, I didn't have the time and commitment a lot of people had to the series. And Animal Crossing before New Horizons, and I guess even before New Leaf, really, because New Leaf blew up a lot as well. But Animal Crossing to me was like a little franchise that no one else knew about, but I knew about. And it's one that I exposed all of my friends to. And then they fell in love with Animal Crossing. Because when I was a kid, the idea of getting a game where it's like, you just live your life. You just go fishing. You just decorate your room. Like, it sounded so ridiculous back when we were kids. Because other games are like Grand Theft Auto. It's like, oh, you know, you got this big open world. You got guns and cars. And you're on this epic storyline. And it's mature and everything. Or it's a, you know, Pokemon where, you know, you're getting the badges. You got to be the very best. All of that type of thing. But Animal Crossing was very different for the day, apart from The Sims. So I took a shot on it. I remember going to my local Target and getting it from behind the counter, spending $50 on it, which was a lot of money when you're a kid, and giving it a go and falling in love with it. And then that copy was passed around my friends, and I'm actually really excited about it. I've got an idea for a video. I'm going to get that copy of Animal Crossing out and boot it up for the first time in 20 years, maybe more. Like it's crazy. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But yeah, since then, the series has meant a lot to me. And with New Horizons, I feel like I felt like I got left behind because everybody's stuck inside, and you got this fun little game that's very addicting, and you know, you don't have to go to work, you can't go out and socialize, so you're just decorating your island and doing stuff online and all that type of thing. And people got really involved in, you know, exploiting the turnips for money, and you know, just really streamlining everything. But meanwhile, on my island, I'm playing it not as much as everybody, and my idea of having fun in Animal Crossing is kind of just going fishing and talking to my villagers and saving up a bit of money. But everybody's got like millions of dollars, and I'm you know, struggling to pay off my house and pay my mortgage over here. So yeah, I feel like just in the zeitgeist, I fell behind, and you know, just so many people with their Animal Crossing guides and their tours that they're doing, and I'm like, man, my stuff looks nowhere near as good as all of this thing. So it was sort of put a little bit of a damper on the game in some ways. Not that I knew it at the time. Like, it's not like I could have expressed this back in 2020 or 2021, but definitely in hindsight, with the game popping up for me again now, I'm like, yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot more because I'm not seeing people every Sunday like time skip and cheat and get ahead of me and all this. I don't really care. I'm kind of just playing at my own pace. So what I'm doing at the moment is I've just gone back to my island. I see some people have restarted theirs, and I'm glad that I didn't, because I've basically forgotten about the 70 so hours that I've already put into this game. So I've just got this massive inventory of materials and unlocked, you know, the ability to terraform and everything. So I'm like, thank God I didn't do that. I don't want to have to do that tutorial again. So I'm quite glad that I didn't do that. But I've just been enjoying just going around fishing. I've started terraforming a little bit, but I don't really have the desire to do the crazy islands a lot of people do. Largely because it takes a lot of time. But the other reason is I kind of like my Animal Crossing island just being grass and trees. I kind of like it just being like that. I like it just feeling like just a little bit of wilderness, not built up too much, I don't know. I kind of like the whole vibe that I think it just comes from being a old school fan of Animal Crossing, where, you know, with Wild World and City Folk and, you know, the older games, you can't really do anything out of your house. So maybe it's just the old man in me at this point. But yeah, I'm really enjoying my time because I've always wanted Philbert to come back to my island. And Philbert, he's a lovable blue squirrel, and I fell in love with the little boy in Animal Crossing Wild World. And I loved his personality because he's always talking about food. He's just talking about sleepovers, watching TV, eating food. And I really did enjoy every time I ran into him in the game. And yeah, I don't know. He's just like the one that stood out to me. So I wanted him in New Horizons. I could never find him on the islands, but my co-host of the House of Mario, Josh, he gifted me an amiibo card, and I hadn't been playing the game, so I never used it, even though I've had the card for like 2 or 3 years. But now that I'm playing the game, I've got him next to my island. I've built a house, just enjoy myself, just like checking in with the game every day. It's really nice just to like look at the Switch 2 and go, oh, time to check my island. Like do half an hour, and you know, if I've got some more time and I feel like just shaking my trees and picking up stuff and crafting and going fishing, that's what I'll do. So yeah, I'm glad that it's back in the rotation, and the game looks great on Switch too. I haven't actually played, no, I have played docked, but yeah, the game looks great on handheld mode. Just 1080p, like these Nintendo games, 1080p on a 8-inch screen look absolutely fantastic. So yeah. Dolphin Pants does mention that a fair few people lost their islands when they ported from Switch to Switch 2. And yeah, luckily I didn't lose it, but yeah, a fair few people did, including Michaela, Josh's wife. So yeah, be safe out there. Hope everyone's island made it over safely. I didn't do like the system transfer. I just transferred it over using that app because I didn't do a full system transfer. Mainly because like I had a terabyte SD card, and there's no way those games are fitting on my, certainly not terabyte express SD cards. They're too expensive. So yeah, no, Animal Crossing, absolutely fantastic. Glad that it's back in the rotation, and we can play it all that way. But I guess that the last bigger game I want to talk about is a game that's been in my backlog for a long time, and it's finally come out on a Nintendo platform, the Switch 2. We got the power, baby. So yeah, that game is Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. And yeah, I bought this game when it came out in 2020 on PS4, and then I bought it on PS5 with the Intergrade version. And yeah, just never really played too much apart from like the opening 5 hours. Sort of got to a point, never got back to it. And it's always, certainly whenever I think about a backlog, I try not to think about a backlog too much because I don't want to be too stressed. I'm looking at the B-roll here. I'm using a Digital Foundry thing and I'm getting their ad. But yeah, it's frustrating in my backlog because it's a game that really shouldn't be in the backlog because it's so up my alley. Just like Japanese RPG. Awesome story, awesome characters, wonderful performances, wonderful voice acting, great story. Just absolutely right up my alley. It's just, whether it's because it was a longer game on like PlayStation, a console that obviously wasn't handheld, I don't know. Not sure what it was, but with it being on Switch 2, being in the zeitgeist, and also being on a platform that I actually cover more, I feel like that might be some of it too, because not that I can't talk about it on the House of Mario, not that I don't talk about it on the House of Mario, because I talk about a lot of games that aren't and won't be on Switch, because it's just what I'm playing, it's what I'm drawn to. But at the same time, I do, sometimes when it's more bigger experiences, I do focus on stuff that is on Switch. So yeah, it's great that I'm actually able to, I guess, play it through like on handheld. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm not too far in it at the moment. It's definitely going to be a game I'm going to be playing a lot more over next year. Next month, which should be a lot of fun. Hopefully I stick with it. Otherwise, it's back in the backlog for a third time. But yeah, really looking forward to it. Like I said, I've only put a couple of hours into it, but certainly with I wanted to get like the last week, I wanted to get Naiad, Dispatch, and Old School Rally finished by the end of the month. And then, yeah, I can better focus on Final Fantasy VII Remake. So yeah, looking forward to doing that. So yeah, I'll have a lot more to say about it next month when I play it then. But the last two are just smaller ones that I want to touch on. this one is just a demo I played called Synth Riders. Synth Riders. And I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of Synth Riders. For those who don't know, Synth Riders is a rhythm game on VR. So I played it on PlayStation VR, and I love it so much. One of my favorite VR games. Very similar to Beat Saber, if you're familiar with what Beat Saber is, where in Beat Saber you're like slicing the notes as they're coming, but in Synth Riders, you're basically like trying to match your arms with like the lines and the waves that are coming out, and it feels amazing when you're playing. It feels like you're really sort of surfing on this just cosmic fretboard, which is really cool. So yeah, I love those VR rhythm games. I find them just absolutely so much fun. So this being one of my favorite ones of those, I was very intrigued when I saw that it's coming to Nintendo Switch, not Switch 2, but just Switch. And it's interesting because it's just Switch. It's not PlayStation or Xbox or anything. It's just Switch. So I was wondering, how are they going to utilize this game on Switch? Like, is it going to be using the Joy-Cons, just doing the exact same things that you're doing with the motion controls on VR systems, but on Switch? So on TV mode, you can just play it, but on the TV. But no, it's a completely different game. It's a third person instead of obviously first person in VR. And you're just using the analog sticks to match up, both hands. And at first, I'm like, that seems kind of boring, but of course there's a demo there, so I tried the demo. And after a couple of rounds of the demo, you only get access to one song, so I didn't stick around a whole lot to sort of just keep playing it, but I might have played the same song maybe 5 or so times on hard and medium and trying some different difficulties. And I liked it. I saw the game was on sale for, I think it was like $30-something. It was down from 40-something. It was still a bit too expensive for me just for what it was. It was nowhere near as fun and satisfying as the VR version was. And certainly not like my go-to for a rhythm game. Like I'm a big Hatsune Miku Project Diva fan on the PlayStation Vita. Anybody who's out there who's playing them, there is one version on Switch. But yeah, it wasn't my favorite. I enjoyed it, but certainly for me, it would have to be, I might have picked it up for $20. With some DLC, because there's heaps of DLC packs out there as well for it. But yeah, Synth Riders, played the demo. I thought it was okay, but yeah, it's definitely not my favorite implementation of what they've done with the rhythm genre. But as far as just implementing the game for handhelds or just a controller, it's okay. And last but not least, and I don't have to talk about this too much because I will be playing it far longer next month. And another game from my racing kick that I want to go on is Parking Garage Rally Circuit. And this is it's an interesting game because it's a rally game, but it's not really. It's not really a rally game. It's basically you got like a little rally car. The game is super retro graphics. Looks like something from the PlayStation 1. And you're just in a little rally car and you're going around pretty much like parking garages for the most part. In the trailer, it shows other maps, but I haven't actually done those. So they've all been parking garages. And it's a very basic concept. You're going through the checkpoints, trying to beat your times, trying to beat the other races on the track. And I think it's the Y button on the Legion Go to do drifts. And when you do like a little drift, build up your little meter, you do a little boost, kind of like Mario Kart in some ways, but it feels very different. The handling is just way different. Very, very arcadey experience, which I really like. I love like the mix between like playing arcade races and like simulators and stuff a bit more of like a hybrid between both, like Forza Horizon, for example. Quite enjoying just the different types of racing games. But why I say this one is just like this seems like a great candidate for what I want, just as far as I want a racing game just to dip in and out of, to try and 100% the achievements. And this one seems a lot easier to 100%. Just looking at it, I think it typically takes people about 5 to 10 hours to get 100% achievements. So yeah, it won't be the 30-hour slog that I had to do for old school rally, but I will say that I'm not very good at it. Just playing it for like half an hour or 40 minutes or however long it's been. I'm not that good at it. So we'll see how I actually go with the achievements, because, yeah, I don't feel like I'm going to be able to gold everything that quick. Oh, man. I don't think so. But, yeah. So, yeah, that is everything that I played in January 2026. How many games was that all up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Played 12 games. Obviously, there was a demo in there. But, yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts on Synth Riders and share it with you guys. And, yeah, it's good fun. I really do appreciate everybody for getting to this point in the VOD or the podcast on podcast services. And of course, live as well. Thank you very much, Dolphin Pants, for being in the chat tonight. Really do appreciate it. If you guys would like to join me, you can check it out at youtube.com/iDrewby, where we go live basically when I'm ready. I'm having a lot of fun with these live game casts. Really great. It's just been nice to think of a topic, set it up. I can sit down and do it, and not go weeks and weeks without talking about video games on the channel, which is great. But next up, tomorrow night at the time of recording this, I'm going to be doing a live stream where I plan my February 2026. Basically choose the games in certain categories that I want to basically have a list at, look at, see what I feel like playing at the time when I actually sit down at night time to play games. So yeah, choose a racing game to always have in the go. Choose a game from my backlog on PlayStation 5 from my physical discs. Have something on Switch and the Legion Go. You know, I've got a few categories that I'll dive into and we'll talk about there. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to have these reflections and these plans ahead each month. And I hope you guys join me for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, like I said, appreciate me joining me for this hour. You're bloody legends. And until next time, catch you later.